Hi there, Crystal here. Today we're going to focus on stretching. These stretches are amazing if you're pregnant, postpartum, or just wanting a great stretch. So, join me and take time to just relax and release and allow your body to go through these stretches. You'll need a mat, a chair, a band. You can also use nylons as well, because who really wears nylons anymore? So if you have some old pair, you can grab a pair of nylons. You're going to need a pillow if you are pregnant to support your head, so your head's above heart. And you're going to need either a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, or massage ball. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start with our feet pelvis width apart, ribs over the hips. Soften through your shoulders and making sure that you have a nice soft jaw. So just giving a little massage to your jaw before we begin. When we hold tension in our jaw, what it does is it lifts the pelvic floor, and then we hold tension in our pelvic floor, which we don't want to do. So just nice massage of the jaw. All right. Let's start off and an itch of the nose, because my nose was itchy. All right, taking your right hand, just gently resting it on your left ear, opening up your palm towards me, feeling a nice stretch through your traps. Focusing on gentle breathing, your core breath. Utilizing your diaphragm muscles as you inhale and exhale, as well as your pelvic floor. All right, then we're going to slowly come to the other side, reaching your left hand over to your right ear, turning your right palm towards me. Feeling that nice release in the traps. We tend to hold a lot of tension there, especially when we're on the phones or in front of the computer or driving. Good, and then gently just releasing that stretch. Okay, this time we're going to take our right leg over left. We're going to go into a C stretch. So reaching up your hands over your head, and then we're just going to gently reach to your left side. Really focusing on inhaling through the nose, exhale through the mouth, breathing into the side body as you stretch. Feeling the stretch into your side body, obliques, and hips. Take one more inhale and exhale. And then we're going to go to our other side. So left leg over right, reaching up to the ceiling, and then gently bending to your right side. Noticing any differences between one side to the other, and focusing on breathing into your side body. Good, one more inhale and exhale, nice and slow. Good. And then returning back to your standing position. We're now going to grab our ball. This one is amazing. You're going to give yourself a nice foot massage. So make sure that you have removed any footwear and keep it removed for the remaining of the stretch today. So putting the ball on the floor, you're just going to put your hands on your hips if you need to stabilize yourself. And you're just going to rock the ball back and forth over the foot. This relieves so much tension in the bottom of our feet. We're always standing. Probably stand most of the time. So this is a great little foot massage. You can also incorporate this into your morning routine or before you go to bed. just giving yourself a nice gentle massage, really paying attention to maybe one area that you find you have a lot of tension. And being mindful still to stack yourself. Focus on your breathing. My ball is getting away from me. Good, this feels so good. All right, we'll switch to the other side. Always when we switch from one side to the other, just being aware of how you feel from your right side to your left, creating awareness to where you're holding tension. Really enjoying how this feels. I know we don't want to stop, do we? We want to keep going. Ooh, and there, that's my cue. My ball ran away from me, so let's continue on with our next stretch. We're going to grab our chair for this one. So we're going to first, or if you have a stability ball, you can also do this one with a stability ball. So you're going to come to the edge, seated to the edge of your chair, and you're going to bring your left leg out to the side. So what we're doing, you can use your right hand for support. We're stretching through the adductor muscles, so your inner thighs. So a slight tilt forward, using support with your hands. A little bit easier on the chair because the ball is more instable, and it's more instability because it is a ball. You can try both ways if you have both pieces of equipment. I'm just feeling that nice lengthening through the adductor muscles. And then gently coming in, taking a little seat as we switch to the other side. Again, being mindful from one side to the other where you might be holding tension. And allowing your body. So just also doing a body scan that you're not clenching in any other areas, adjusting accordingly. Maybe need to sit on your chair a little bit more to get more support. We do want to hinge forward to really feel that stretch. Good. And coming back up to seated position. Now we're going to focus on we're going to come to a kneeling position. Again, sitting on the chair, we're going to work on our hip flexors this time. So again, coming to the edge of your chair, knee in line with your ankle, and now we're stretching out through the hip flexors. So you do want a little bit of a glute engagement to support through that stretch. So we're not tilting our pelvis back. You want a little bit of a neutral pelvis, but you want to feel the stretch right through the hip flexors, maybe even down into your quads. Again, using the chair for support. Good. All right, we're going to switch to the other side. So almost hugging the chair or ball with your leg. Nice little seated position. Great way to give support through this stretch. And then lengthening through the hip flexors with engagement in your glutes. And again, how much weight you put on your chair is fine. So if you want to weight it a little bit more, it helps you with that support. Really focusing on your hip flexors. Okay, slowly coming back into our seated position. We're going to go into a 4 stretch. So taking your right leg over your left, and we're just going to simply, gently press your hand on your knee to open up. You're gonna feel it through your piriformis, which is in your glutes. So glute stretch here. You may feel a little bit of a stretch in your hips as well. And again, stacking through the ribs and hips, so being mindful of how you're seated. You can also come a little bit forward too if you want. You feel it just a little bit more. So a little tilt forward may change how the stretch feels. And making sure that you're sitting on your sits bones as well. So our pelvis is neutral. All right, coming back, we're gonna switch to the other leg. See, my left side is better than my right. My right side is a lot tighter than my left. So coming a little bit forward. So just again, creating awareness of that. It's always good to be mindful of how and where you hold tension in your body, and making adjustments throughout your day with your posture, or focusing on a stretch that you find that serves you. Good, so coming a little bit forward to feel a little bit more stretch in the bum. Good, coming back up to center. And now we're gonna head to our mat. So we're gonna put our chair off to the side. Now, if you are pregnant, make sure you have your pillow nearby, so your head is above heart. I'm going to use my pillow as well to show you how the stretch looks with a pillow. And just having your band nearby as well, because we're gonna use that too. We are gonna first start off into a kneeling position. So on your knees with your heels up, we're gonna bring our right leg forward. Same thing, we want to support our glutes, and we're going to feel the stretch in the hip flexors. We're going to reach our left arm up to the sky. We're going to take our right hand and we're going to rest it on our rib cage. We're going to inhale through the nose and feel our ribs expand into our hand, and then exhale as we feel them contract into the midline. So inhale to prepare and expand the rib cage, and then exhale to feel the rib cage move into the midline. So this really focuses on releasing through the diaphragm. You can even take it a little bit further and reach over to the side, continuing with that breathing. Good, one more breath. All right, and we're going to switch to the other leg. So neutral pelvis, back heel up, arm up overhead, taking your left hand, resting it on your rib cage. We inhale through the nose, feel the expansion of our rib cage, then exhale as we contract. And then if you want, you can do a little bit more of a side bend. And one more. Breath in and out. Good job. Okay, grabbing your pillow. If you're pregnant, we just want head above heart. That's where, if you're in your second or third trimester. So we're gonna do a hamstring stretch. So lying on your back, it's good to roll to the side and then come on the back. Finding a comfortable position where your head is above heart and you're not dipping too much through the back. We're going to bring the band into our leg and we're going to stretch through the hamstring. Now, you can keep your opposite leg bent or you can extend it out. Hamstrings can be very tight, which affect our range of motion, and they also affect the function of our pelvic floor as well as our posture. So tight hamstrings lead to a tight pelvic floor, So hamstring stretching is so important. And this is a really good one. But again, finding where you find your most comfort, where you can allow those muscles to stretch. And just be mindful that you want to make sure your pelvis is in a nice neutral position. You're not having any low back pain. So just adjusting accordingly, so moving your pelvis, lifting up through your pubic bone to give a little bit more of a neutral pelvis. Good, and then slowly coming out of that stretch, whoop, and tangle, and now we're going to switch to our opposite side. And again, pubic bone, you can pull down a little bit towards your mat. So your pelvis is in line with your hips and your rib cage. Continuing to breathe. Doing your core breath, nice and gentle. And we'll slowly come out of this stretch. Coming into butterfly, so opening up through the hips, soles of our feet together, palms to the ceiling, adjusting accordingly. This is a great one for your inner thighs. We get very tight hips, especially in pregnancy and postpartum, so this is a wonderful one to do. If you want, you can close your eyes. Big thing here is creating space between the pelvic floor. So imagine your sits bones, your pubic bone, and your tailbone. Create space in that area. Open up through the pelvic floor to release the pelvic floor muscles, blossoming through your vulva and bum to create space on every inhale. And just naturally exhale. You can almost feel as you exhale, those muscles may contract a little bit, but really focusing on your inhale to create space. Let's go one more breath in and out. And then slowly bringing your left knee to your right, rolling off into the side. Coming into a seated position, making sure that your ribs are over hips. That didn't make sense. Yeah, ribs over your hips, and you're stacking through your sits bones. You're just going to do a gentle twist, so taking your right hand to your left knee, gentle twist here, feel it in the back. So don't go too far. Again, it depends on where you are. If you're pregnant, just a nice gentle twist. If you're not, you can go a little bit further, just as long as it feels nice, a nice stretch. We don't want to be in pain. And then towards the other side. Good, opening up through the chest. This is a really nice one. All right, coming back to center, we're going to open up through the chest. So pulling the elbows down, keeping yourself seated on your sits bones. And then we're going to finish with a forward bend. So if you are pregnant, you can take your pillow for support. If not, you can go right to the floor, but just coming into a forward bend, separating through, creating space between the shoulder blades. You can almost feel this one too in your glutes.
and low back as well as you stretch and really open and create space. And we'll do one more inhale and exhale.
And that is your stretch for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Take any one of those stretches and incorporate them into your day, or do this video a couple times a week, if not more, to really feel mobility and feel amazing. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.